A regional approach to sniff out the source and supply chain.
He was speaking at the Regional World Children's Day celebrations in Victoria Falls today. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barry, has the report.
Today, young children from 7 countries, we are talking of South Africa, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe, were gathered at Victoria Falls to commemorate the World Children's Day.
4 years ago at Kazungula Bridge, the border between Botswana and Zambia, 4 countries, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, and Zambia, jointly celebrated the World Children's Day. Central to the celebrations were the children of the 4 respective countries, interfacing with their respective leaders, frank talk on what they wished to see and do, and the major theme was nothing to do with us without us. A year later, they met at Mulungushi Conference Center in Lusaka, Zambia, and last year they were at Walvis Bay in Namibia. The UNICEF coordinated celebrations at Victoria Falls saw 3 other countries joining this year's celebrations. These are South Africa, Malawi, and Mozambique. After hearing the yearnings from their respective children, the response was quite encouraging, as President Advocate Duma Bokwe spoke.
Botswana President inaugural visit after being sworn in on the 1st of November was Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. Here he came attending this regional grouping of leaders for the World Children's Day organized by UNICEF.
They placed before us all their demands, their expectations. They handed to us their pleas and their conjurations about the present, and they defined in no uncertain terms a future that is spectacularly different from what they are experiencing today. I understood them. They spoke to my heart. I agree entirely with everything that you've said. I make the solemn pledge and commitment to you today that your demands, your aspirations shall be mine to embrace.
Zimbabwe, especially the Second Republic, has done a lot in creating an enabling environment for children to grow in an environment that they can excel in whatever they choose to do, said the President, Comrade Mnangagwa.
We have heard from a broader cross-section of voices of our children as they presented their views, perspectives, and recommendations, and this must be consolidated in their call for action. To my dear colleague, His Excellency Advocate Duma Gideon Boko, we are extremely delighted to have you with us, my dear brother. I also wish to once again congratulate you on your election to the esteemed office of President to your great country, the Republic of Botswana. Congratulations.
Zimbabwe, especially the Second Republic, has done a lot in creating an enabling environment for children to grow in an environment that they can excel in whatever they choose to do.
Always know that although you come from different countries within the SADC region, we are all one, united people with a shared history, which is cemented by the liberation struggles that brought about independence and the freedom we enjoy today. Regrettably, however, the scourge of drug and substance abuse continues to threaten the future and education of our children and our youth. It is now urgent that this matter be addressed at a regional level through a whole of government, society approach targeting supply routes and supply chains.
President Mnangagwa then gave each respective group of delegates, 7 in number, $7,000 each and said, we need our children to walk tall, feel confident in whatever they do, and the world will respect them. You are the most vital asset to building your respective countries, said the president. Ruben Barwa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Meanwhile, the 2024 Regional World Children's Day commemorations have amplified calls to advance children's rights, with United Nations voices praising the Zimbabwean government for its commitment to education. More details in the upcoming report.
It was a day of celebration and congregating as children of Africa. From different countries across the SADC regional bloc, the young ones set the resort city of Victoria Falls alight as they marched to Baobab Primary School, the venue of the event. In the course of the gathering, representatives of child parliaments from different countries also got an opportunity to deliver an important call for action document under the moderation of Junior Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Sitabile Tafara Migo.
We need a curriculum that is aligned with the rest of the world and puts emphasis on digital literacy. This will be achieved by improving the ITC infrastructure in school. The second one says, we want to expand and enhance climate change education programs that will teach us about climate change.
For an inclusive and quality for education system, I would like to propose that the government provide children with equal opportunity for education, including children with disabilities and those in hard-to-reach areas.
We want to remind you that every child must have access to education. Therefore, we are promoting the development of our countries. So take the risk and ensure and invest in us, the future, the children of Africa.
Construct child and disability-friendly infrastructure and provide significant teaching resources, including solar power for untempered learning. Build schools close to communities, or provide transportation for students.
The children's calls were also backed by United Nations voices, who pledged to work with governments for the advancement of their cause, singling out Zimbabwean government for its commitment to enhancing the right to education.
I would like to recognize today the dedicated funding Zimbabwe continues to put into education, which we all know is a fundamental right and a total push, a tool to fight against poverty. I also commend the country for advancing their heritage-based curriculum, which has resulted in enhanced quality, learning outcomes, and skills.
We aim to amplify children's voices, ensuring these voices are integral to policy and decision-making processes. Through the combined efforts of governments and partners, children have been at the forefront of this event, shaping a call to action.
The 2024 Regional World Children's Day commemorations were built on the previous commitment by the heads of state, which focuses on education, climate change, disability, and the need for a society that upholds children's rights. Shomoli Ncube, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's Nangagota Inkriba program has received international applause, with foreign delegates who attended the Regional World Children's Day commemorations in Victoria Falls praising the initiative as timely.
Hundreds of primary and secondary school learners from the SADC region who attended the Regional World Children's Day celebrations in Victoria Falls had a feel of First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's Nanga Yotaikliwa Moral Restoration Program, where the First Lady rallied children to embrace the values of hard work, discipline, obedience, and resilience for them to realize their dreams. Dr. Mnangagwa's first port of call was the golf course, where she interacted with children from Zambia, South Africa, Namibia, Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana, and the host Zimbabwe. They described Amai Mnangagwa as an affable, humble, and loving mother.
I'm a child from South Africa. I stand here before you, as honored as I am, to having to be part of this prestigious event with the outstanding experience being meeting the First Lady, Her Excellency Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who shared and humbly spread her loving loving and humble experiences and love to all of us as children.
The Regional World Children's Day is an annual event aligned with the World Children's Day, which is celebrated globally on the 20th of November. The objectives of the annual event are in sync with Amai Mnangagwa's vision of empowering young people. Dr. Mnangagwa, who is passionate about the welfare of children, proceeded to interact with girls, inculcating in them best practices during the Nanga session. The youngsters benefited from the First Lady's Moral Restoration Program, which drew plaudits from participants from Zimbabwe and beyond the country's borders. She underscored the importance of education and the need for youths to stay rooted in their cultural norms and values, which is key in curbing negative influences. She implored young people to shun social vices. Dr. Mnangagwa also stressed the importance of personal and menstrual hygiene, imploring girls to keep their virginity until they get married. She also highlighted to them the importance of doing household chores.
What we see today is the girl child is involved in so many activities that are not good for us as parents, that are not good for her development, for school, and also for the future. The girls of today, they are now in drugs. They are in parties that we don't know how you call them. You know, pool parties, uvuzvu parties, the way you dress yourself, the way you behave, the way you talk. Marriage is not an achievement. Achievement is what you are doing now. Schoolwork, education, going to school, breaking heart in school. You get that grade, you get that profession. That's your first husband.
The session was also graced by ambassadors, UNICEF representatives, government ministers, and permanent secretaries from Zimbabwe and other countries who left children armed with valuable life lessons. Traditional leaders and their spouses were also part of the program, and they were invited by Amai to give word of advice to the children. Botswana Ambassador to Zimbabwe, Mrs. Sarah Molosiwa, urged the children to embrace the life-transforming teachings from Amai.
All these things that our mothers have been saying to us, they depend on character. So I'm going to encourage each one of you that for you to pass, for you to not to say to boys, look at how my dress is, for you to be able to have a profession, be a doctor, a pilot, it has to start from character.
Malawi Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare, Honorable Mrs. Jean Muonawuza Sendeza, paid tribute to Amai Mnangagwa for a moral restoration program.
You should be proud of yourselves. And you should know that you are lucky children. During our times, we couldn't, have this kind of, gathering as you have done, traveling all over the SADC region, coming here. And this is a privilege to you. And you have to make sure that these things that you have started, the exposure that you have just started, it goes on and it continue. Rights with responsibilities should be work hand in hand.
Namibian Minister of Gender and Child Welfare, Mrs. Doreen Sioka's rallying point was for children to stay from intimate relationships.
We want you, all African children, SADC children, don't get pregnant. Challenge education. Put your mind and your soul to your studies.
The Minister of Information, Communication Technology, Post and Courier Services, Honorable Tatinda Mavetera, also appreciated the work being done by the First Lady in restoring cultural and moral values among youths.
Integrity is when you are able to do something without being watched. So whatever you're going to do, you're going to do it. Right now, Her Excellency has done a part, she has told you what to do. So it's now up to you to be responsible enough to listen to what she said.
Mrs. Agnes Dingane, who is a chief's wife, expressed concern over the rise in child sexual exploitation, imploring girls to desist from sexual activities. UNICEF Regional Director for East and Southern Africa, Mrs. Etliva Kadili, also gave wise counsel to the girls. The session was highly interactive, with the learners asking questions about various issues that affect them as young girls, with Dr. Mnangagwa and other women giving befitting responses.
In some cases, parents are telling their children to engage themselves in sexual activities in order to cater for their house. So in these cases, what can you do?
They have failed, the two of them. You are not a sex toy to fend for the family. In that case, you need to report to the police or to counselors to teach the two, so that they give you the opportunity and time to study and make your life.
On 10th October every year, it's World Mental Health Day, where mental health is commemorated, and a small survey was conducted, and mostly it has been found that people are committing suicide. It's not because they indulged in early sexual affairs or raped or anything, but it's because of the past experiences that are still taunting them.
We need that October the 10th to make sure that it's known, and all of us, we are out there talking about mental health. The mental health issues are in every country now. The causes are GBV. Causes are that you are disturbed or you have indulged and that boy has left you. And the family setup itself, the age that you are, what you are facing is too much for you to handle. You should learn to confide or talk to somebody the problems that you are facing. That will also help. We have counselors from churches, we have chiefs' wives, we have hospitals, doctors, nurses, we have elderly people who you can confide in.
While the First Lady sat down with girls in the Nanga, elderly men from Zimbabwe, Malawi, Namibia, South Africa, Mozambique, Zambia, including traditional chiefs, counseled boys in the Gota. They had good cultural and moral values imparted to them. After the separate sessions, children representatives gave feedback on what they learned. Young learners from other African countries were amazed by the Gota Nanga Ikleba program.
I would like to thank Her Excellency, our mother, for reminding us of who we are as the girl child. As children or young women, we have lost our morals, which has caused stress for our parents, which has caused stress and high blood pressures to them. And we are truly grateful that you have reminded us of our morals. Thank you for also sharing your achievements with us. We are really proud of everything that you are doing, and we aspire to be like you. Thank you also for highlighting that rights and responsibilities work hand in hand.
I want to thank you, Mama Mnangagwa, because of your love to us as disabled. Our mother wants to empower us as children.
Technology should be understood and shouldn't be misused. Children, especially boys, should be aware of the consequences of them getting involved into drug abuse, respecting and promoting our culture, promoting oneness across the world.
Amai Mnangagwa, who has unquestionable passion about children's welfare, proceeded to address both girls and boys during the combined Nanga Gota Ikleba session.
One of the most important lessons I want to share with you tonight is the value of discipline. Discipline is like a magic key. It helps you unlock your potential and achieve your dreams. Just like how a tree grows stronger when it is cared for and given the right nutrients, you too can grow into remarkable individuals when you practice discipline in your daily lives. The second ingredient to success is resilience. Life will throw challenges your way, but never give up. Resilience is the strength to bounce back from difficulties. I am deeply committed to the well-being of you, our children. Through my work with the First Ladies Girls and Boys Camps, where I spend 7 days with them away from home, I aim to be instrumental in fostering environments where you can learn, grow, and thrive. These camps are not just about fun activities, they are platforms for empowerment. They teach you valuable life skills, instill confidence, and help you build lifelong friendships. At the Girls Camp, we focus on educating young girls about their rights, health, and leadership. I believe that every girl has the right to a future filled with opportunities.
Dr. Mnangagwa also handed over trophies and prizes to those who distinguished themselves in golf and chess tournaments played in the afternoon. UNICEF Regional Director for East and Southern Africa, Mrs. Setliva Kadili, commended Zimbabwe on its education acts and Amai Mnangagwa for being a leading voice in children's issues.
Your Excellency, Zimbabwe must be commended on its progress towards Education Act, its forward-looking early learning policy, prioritizing critical foundation learning and early childhood development. I also commend your work as leading voice for women, girls, and broader children issues. Zimbabwe has put a lot of efforts to improve health system and close the treatment gap for the HIV-affected women and girls.
Matabeleland North Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Richard Moyo, thanked the First Lady for the program that seeks to teach both girls and boys good morals.
Your motherly nature has proven to be very significant and life-changing across all communities, and your lesson embodied into the daily lives of this younger generation.
The Mother of the Nation also handed over reusable sanitary ware to all the girls. The celebrations were punctuated with a dinner party hosted by the First Lady. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The Southern African Development Community will convene an extraordinary summit of heads of state and government on the 20th of this month to review the security situation in the region. The focus will be on the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and the summit will be chaired by President Emmerson Mnangagwa as the chairperson of SADC. The summit will receive an update on the progress of the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which was deployed on the 15th of December last year on a one-year mandate as a regional response to address the security situation, restore peace, and pave way for sustainable development. The extraordinary summit will be preceded by the extraordinary Troika Summit, which will be chaired by Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of Tanzania and Chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation. The summit will be preceded by the meetings of SADC senior officials, the Ministerial Committee of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, as well as the SADC Council of Ministers set to begin this Sunday.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kemba Mohadi has commissioned the Dr. Auxilium Mnangagwa Clinic in Chirapegokwe as the Second Republic continues to guarantee access to quality health services for the citizenry. And our Midlands Bureau Chief Tafari Chukumira filed the following report.
The clinic, with modern facilities, was constructed in honor of the First Lady, Dr. Auxilium Mnangagwa's philanthropic works, which cuts across the length and breadth of the country. The works of the First Lady, who is also the country's health ambassador, have not gone unnoticed, as her selfless works have also seen her getting international recognition at various fora. Vice President Kemba Mohadi says construction of the clinic by local businessmen and philanthropist Comrade Jimaya Mduri is in line with the Second Republic's mantra of Nika Inova Kwanevene Vayo.
Yes, it is a clinic. I hope, funds permitting, Bamduri will expand this to a hospital. This agent signifies not just the opening of a health care facility, but a beacon of hope, and His Excellency's commitment to continuously improve our health services in our community and beyond. I'm saying His Excellency because Bangdur could not have done without the blessing of His Excellency the President.
Comrade Mduri speaks on the naming of the clinic and how the first family assisted him after an accident which almost took his life.
Accident. Ndabatsirwa president 2006 kuna South Africa. Indaifunga kuti ndiwo president vasvita vari voga pasina first lady. Then it was on Tuesday. On Saturday morning, munhu akatiudza kuti ndinofanira kuenda kuchipatara nokukurumbidza. Achibata makumbo angu akada mabhonzo ari panze. The first lady 2006. Saka rudogo vakandipa first lady. Character yavo vane mwoyo wakareba. Mwoyo wekuona kuti everything chavanokwanisa kuti chiitike kumunhu chibatsirike munhu ngabatsirike. Ndo zvakandipa mukana wokufunga kuti chipatara chekunipa ndakakurira handari mwezitana ndochipa. It's first family.
The community is excited to have excellent healthcare services on their doorsteps.
Tinotenda mai vedu nekuti simudzira kwavaita kuti tiwanisewo kurapwa mahara pano pachipatara. Mama vatigonera singaiti nekuti chipanapa paarea pano papasina kana chipatara.
Comrade Mduri has since constructed another clinic in Gwanda named after the late Vice President Dr. Joshua Nkomo, while another one, which is under construction in Gokwe, was named after the late Vice President Comrade Simon Mzenda. Plans are afoot to construct several other clinics across the country in honor of luminaries of the liberation struggle for their sterling works. Meanwhile, the event also witnessed Vice President Moadi donating an assortment of 55 computers for schools and 15 tons of rice for the less privileged to cushion them in the face of the El Nino-induced drought. Tafarach Kumira, ZBC News, Gokwe.
The government's drive to enhance access to healthcare services is gaining traction countrywide, with communities in Buhera North being among the latest beneficiaries after the construction of Mukubu Clinic.
Communities in Buhera North Ward 12 who were traveling up to 16 kilometers to the nearest health facilities are the latest to benefit from the construction of Mukubu Clinic, which is servicing thousands of villagers.
tanga tisingakwanisi kuti tibve ikoko tiye kuzorapwa.
Taifambe madistance akaite 12 kilometers, 14 kilometers, 16 kilometers kuenda to the nearest clinic.
Vabereki vazhinji vanga vari kukoniwa kufamba.
Buhera District Council and Sub-Star Mine Management spoke on the motivation and the intended impact of the investment that is part of the National Community Health Strategy implementation.
We experienced a lot of non-deliveries in terms of the pregnant women, and it was difficult for immunization of the children to happen because of long distances.
This is a state-of-the-art clinic comprising of 2 wards and a maternity section.
Manicaland Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Mishek Mugadza, says the construction of Mukubu Clinic speaks to the importance of collaboration between government, private players and communities in improving the health delivery system.
Basa rakabatwa pano ibasa guru ratinopa kutenda rinoratidza kukamana kubatana kwakanaka kushanda zvakanaka kwakanaka kwehurumende mapazi ayo kanzuro yedu ichishanda zvakanaka nemaprivate partners edu atiitira basa rakanaka kudai.
Several health facilities including Njimbe and Munyarari clinics have been constructed under the Second Republic, while others are at various stages of construction. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Buhera.
President of the Senate, we'll take that from the top. President of the Senate, Senator Mabel Chinomena, has underscored the need for parliamentarians to be exemplary when representing the country on diplomatic missions.
Parliamentarians from across the country have converged in Bulawayo for a 4-day diplomatic training workshop as Parliament of Zimbabwe moves to capacitate legislators with skills and knowledge on how to handle diplomatic assignments. Addressing delegates at the workshop, Senate President Senator Mabel Chinomena reminded parliamentarians of the foundation laid by the liberation struggle on Zimbabwe's approach to international relations.
I wish to emphasize the importance for us to be exemplary in all our dealings, particularly when we represent the country on the international stage. We are entrusted with the responsibility of representing the people of Zimbabwe. And this is a responsibility that we must take seriously. Our actions, both at home and abroad, should inspire confidence and respect as we engage in international relations. It is important to remember that Zimbabwe's foreign policy has its foundation in our history, particularly our liberation struggle.
Senator Chinomona reiterated the intricate ties between diplomacy and attracting foreign direct investment.
Diplomacy is about projecting a positive national image which attracts foreign direct investment, boosts tourism, and draws the full potential of human capital. Our engagement and re-engagement strategy, regional integration efforts, and foreign policy articulation are all part of the strategy to project ourselves favorably.
Parliamentarians were trained on issues such as deportment, communication skills, and effective negotiation skills, among others, after realization that modern-day global influence is achieved through purposeful and persuasive image management. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Jitepo School of Ideology has applauded President Emmerson Mnangagwa for his visionary leadership in turning around the country's economic fortunes. More from Peter Chivima.
The endorsement was made by Jitepo School of Ideology Principal Comrade Isaac Mada in Harare this Friday while addressing resource persons, think tanks and a Chinese delegation which is in the country on an exchange program.
Our development philosophy is guided by President Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's thoughts and perspectives on development, which is hinged on the idea that a nation is built by its own people. Nika inovakwa neve nevayo.
Giving a lecture on the Chinese model in a global perspective, Chinese head of delegation Professor Zhang Weiwei highlighted the importance of cooperation for economic development.
One key message he said is fighting poverty. This is something China has achieved by the year 2020. We have eradicated extreme poverty. Now we try to fight relative poverty.
Participants noted the need for Zimbabweans to believe in themselves.
The Chinese model that they have shared with us, it shows that they value their culture, it shows that they value their language, it shows also that they value their politics. So the major key points that we have taken is they have maintained their way of running their country.
The issue of self-identity and even believing in yourself in terms of development, developing the nation, take up the responsibility to develop your nation is something that the professor have explained in a deeper way.
Zimbabwe and China have a long-standing relationship dating back to the days of the liberation struggle when the Asian giant supported the country's quest for independence. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, Zimbabwe has taken a major step towards combating gender-based violence, with government and development partners reviewing and enhancing social work curriculum in tertiary institutions. More from Abigail.
The revised curriculum is expected to include a dedicated module on gender-based violence, GBV, equipping social work students with the necessary knowledge, skills and attitudes to effectively address the issue. This initiative is being implemented through the Women at the Center program, a collaborative effort between government, the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, and Japanese pharmaceutical company Takeda, with a view to ensure increased and sustained accessibility and availability of essential services for GBV survivors.
We are here with a couple of universities, academias, to be able to see how best we can input and influence the curricula in terms of teaching in universities to curb gender-based violence.
The curriculum review process involves extensive consultations with stakeholders, including academia, practitioners, and GBV experts.
Right now, for our students in social work, we also work in diverse settings, but now our students were not equipped to deal with gender-based issues, but now we are saying it's the right time where now they have preparedness before they exit for field work attachment.
Social workers historically, they have not been that informed when it comes to GBV issues. It was just basic in other gender studies or gender modules, but now we are now focusing primarily on GBV. So they now have the soft skills. They now have they are now even informed from a theoretical perspective, and they will respond effectively.
Students or social work students ought to be equipped with skills and knowledge on how they should deal with these issues, because they work with communities, they work with individuals after having graduated. So they should have that knowledge and skills on how they should be dealing with the gender-based violence.
As Zimbabwe prepares to observe the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the curriculum review marks a crucial step in the country's efforts to curb the scourge, paving way for better equipped social workers to tackle the social ill. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Gweru.
The adoption of renewable energy is transforming women's lives in Zimbabwe through powering homes and enhancing health and economic well-being of families. Memory Chamisa gives us more.
Traditionally, women, especially in rural communities, bear the burden of fetching water, collecting firewood, and other energy-related tasks. Adopting modern energy technologies like cookstoves and biodigesters designed for less firewood consumption has freed up significant time for women. While hosting a side event at COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, the Minister of Women Affairs, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Mtsvangwa, highlighted the impact of embracing modern energy technologies for rural women in Zimbabwe.
We've seen how the investment which was done in Wakwata and Chipinge, how that transformed the lives of our people. By investing more in renewable energy, we are reducing the burden of energy poverty.
Participants reiterated the significance of affording women access to clean energy as a catalyst to their empowerment.
This is one of the issues that is being promoted within these negotiations that we need for Africa. One of the key issues is that we have to focus on the issue of clean cooking.
The starting point around renewable energy is actually to make sure that we make a decision and be intentional about the inclusion of women in decision-making processes.
We are ready to work with the different communities to ensure that as we increase the uptake of renewable energy as a country, we are also uplifting the lives of women.
Zimbabwe continues to attract significant investment in renewable energy infrastructure to ensure sustainable development with positive impact on the country's economic growth, including increased employment opportunities and reduced dependence on traditional energy sources. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Baku.
Now, for these and more stories, be sure to visit our website. That's www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also visit our X handle at ZBC News Online. Our Facebook page is at ZBC News Online. And of course, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at ZBC News Online.
Indeed, Tariro. And now stories are still ahead to come in this bulletin. In business, development of the energy and petroleum sector cited as key in economic growth. In March later, sports news, the Warriors AFCON qualification reignites passion for the game of football in the country. We're off to a break. Stay with us.
Christmas is coming to town.
Dashing through the aisles,
Wrap up the week in holiday sparkle with TM Pick n Pay's weekend winners. Brighten your weekend with real value and great savings this season. TM Pick n Pay. Real value always.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to show.
EcoCash gives you more. EcoCash points are our way of saying thank you for being a loyal customer. You earn points every time you use EcoCash to send money, make payments, buy airtime, or cash out. These points accumulate and can be redeemed for voice airtime, data, or SMS. You can start redeeming your points once you reach 100 points, and redemption is in multiples of hundreds. To redeem or check points balance, dial *151 *7 hash today. Terms and conditions apply. EcoCash gives you more.
Life is a precious gift, more precious than silver and gold. Parties and alcohol, with road traffic accidents happening every 15 minutes and at least one person dying every 4 hours in Zimbabwe every day. More die over weekends and public holidays. Take heed. Remember your loved ones. Don't drink and drive this festive season. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe.
Get your business ready for the festive season with ZBC. Join us for the ZBC Mega Festive Business Promotion running from the 1st of November of 2024 all the way to January 31 of 2025. Enjoy an incredible cash discount of over 50% across all ZBC platforms. This is your opportunity to make your business shine. So celebrate with ZBC and watch your business thrive by simply booking your spot right now. For more information, call Tandeka on 0719 594 426 or Martha on 0719 593 532 or Precious on 0719 593 510 or email tandeka.mubi@zbc.co.zw. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, joy to the world, the Lord is Lord has done. Receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. Rejoice and shout for joy. Rejoice and shout for joy. It's a season of smiles and all came my happy place. Joy to the world, the Savior is welcome to our happy place. Where you shop with a smile, as wide as our aisles. Rejoice and shout for joy. Repeat the sounding joy. It's a season of smiles and all came my happy place.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We carry on with the main news. Zimbabwe's growing reputation as a regional competitor in the satellite services market has caught the attention of international providers after its participation at the recently held Africa Tech Festival in Cape Town. Farai Gwazi gives us more.
Satellite systems service providers who participated at this year's Africa Tech Festival in Cape Town, South Africa, which ran from the 12th to the 14th of this month, are confident of growth in current and future public-private partnerships with Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is one of the very promising markets for us. We take care of the entire viewers and bring them into an addressable way. And we also take care of the entire set-up boxes and the digitization and the electronic programming guide related stuff.
Looking at the Zimbabwean market, especially Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, I think we are looking at very optimistically at the market. There is a lot of work that MagnaQuest can do working in the Zimbabwean market.
In Zimbabwe, we offer the broadcast authorities of Zimbabwe the satellite capacity for what we call a hybrid solution. That is a solution for distribution of the content distributed for Zimbabwe by Broadcast Authority of Zimbabwe on one of our satellites called E7B. We've been working with the BAS for the last 6 years. We have an excellent relationship, and we value the partnership with BAS.
This development could see a potential increase of satellite system services locally.
We're currently canvassing in Zimbabwean regions, looking for system integrators, resellers, distributors, and channel partners. We can see an active growth within the Zimbabwean market, so we are actively hunting for appropriate candidates to work with.
As one of Africa's early adopters of satellite system connectivity, Zimbabwe remains at the forefront of the continent's digital transformation drive. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Cape Town.
The ZANU-PF leadership, government officials, relatives and friends have converged in Zhishavane this Saturday for the burial of the ruling party member, Comrade Lillian Timvius, who died on the 11th of this month. That report.
Speaking at the burial in Zhishavane, family spokesperson Costas Timvius described the late Comrade Lillian Timvius as a selfless person.
To the family, her name was Mother, and to the community, her name was Mother as well. She's the most selfless person you ever meet. Anyone, regardless of background, ethnic background, race or religion, she would be willing to take you in and assist you as a mother.
ZANU-PF Midlands Province Chairperson Comrade Edson Chierenge said the ruling party has lost a dedicated cadre who stood for unity among people.
Kushaya kwaita Comrade Lillian Timvius semusangano tine losi yakakurisa zvakanyanya yeumwe wemadzimai anga akazvipira pakufamba vachitaurwa namamadzimai avakambosenzawo navo vari kumapato anga achipikisa kuopposition vachivadzora kuZANU-PF.
Midlands Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution Honorable Owen Ncube paid tribute to Comrade Timvius for her hard work and loyalty to the country.
Tauya kuno kuzvishavane kuzochengetedza Mai Lillian Timvius vataishanda navo kumusangano wedu weZANU-PF. Patanga tinavo vadzoka kumusangano, mai ava havana kumbotengesa kana kutengesa province yavo zvinoita vamwe. Vakaramba vari mugwara reZANU-PF.
Born on the 4th of April 1973 in Kwekwe, Comrade Timvius is survived by her husband Mike Timvius, 4 children and 1 grandchild. Karajushe, ZBC News, Zhishavane.
Journalists have been commended for highlighting the remarkable story of the mining sector under the Second Republic. Owen Mandova tells us more.
The Mining Media Awards 2024 ceremony held in Harare Friday night saw guests of honor Deputy Minister of Mines and Mining Development Engineer Polite Kampamura highlighting the role of journalists as storytellers in the local mining industry.
His Excellency the President's call for self-determined growth nyika inovakwa nevana vayo serves as a powerful reminder that we must build our nation through collaborative efforts. The media fraternity, led by our patriotic journalists, continues to do a great job in marketing the mining sector. Your work is incomparable. Well done, keep it up. As such, I engage with the principal of the Zimbabwe School of Mines so that he can offer courses, subsidized courses to journalists so that we can master that technical language when reporting.
It was a moment to shine for 2 Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation ZBC journalists, Mashonaland West Bureau Chief Tamuka Charakupa and Victoria Falls-based reporter Tichaona Kurewa, who were recognized for their sterling reportage on developments in the mining industry.
I'm happy to be receiving this award. It means a lot to me. It means that as journalists we are playing a role in terms of uplifting small and medium enterprises in terms of the mining sector.
It is encouraging to be recognized this way by the sector through our different efforts that we do every day, storytelling, informing the world of what is happening in the mining sector.
Latest statistics released by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe indicate that mining exports are now accounting for more than 70% of the country's foreign currency earnings, thanks to government's deliberate policy interventions to transform the industry. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, kudos to you, gentlemen, there for scooping it there on behalf of ZBC. We have to break. Join us for business news after this.
Unwrap a world of entertainment with DSTV.
All right?
Wow.
It's who I am. Time for you to see the world.
The only thing that is important is happiness. That's the reason why I'm here. Wish me luck.
This is where all the fun times are happening.
There we go again.
Fantastic goal!
Join me. Experience the magic with DSTV, your home of entertainment.
If you drink, be responsible.
Shark on the line.
He took my fish.
You guys, did you see that? I just was like, what?
I really want you to find someone nice who would mean the world to you and make you so happy.
Bernardo Silva, Stones, Foden, a little bit of time. Oh, what a shot! What a goal! What a player!
Welcome back. Straight into business news. Government says the development of the petroleum industry is critical in aiding economic development.
Addressing Mazoe residents at the commissioning of a new petroleum retailing facility in concession on Friday, Matlalan Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, said the energy and petroleum sector is a key driver for the economy.
The energy sector, particularly fuel, is critical to economic development. It is the lifeblood of any economy. Reliable access to fuel is essential for powering agriculture, mining and transportation.
Local entrepreneurs have a duty to develop their communities.
We have a broad vision in terms of development within Mazoe district. The Gantt chart for this development of this facility speaks volume, as we took less than 6 months to develop.
Mazoe Rural District Council is committed to expediting investment, sentiments echoed by Mazoe West legislator Honorable Kazembe Kazembe.
President vedu vamunangagwa ndo vanoita kuti muve nechika inonzi ease of doing business. Makanzwa kachirungu kacho kuti zviitike zvaitika pano izvi.
Isu basa redu ratiri kuita secouncil nemakanselas amuona ari kuseri. Hatina investor tinovharira panze nokuti muono wapresident wokunzi tambirai ma-investors vemuno muZimbabwe.
Councils were challenged to carefully vet potential investors with concerns some businesses are holding on to land for speculative purposes, thereby stalling potential investment. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazoe.
The stage is set for the 73rd Miss Universe pageant, set for the arena CDMX Mexico City tonight. A new Miss Universe queen will be crowned at the final competition this Saturday night. Zimbabwean beauty Sakile Dube is among the beauty queens who have captured the spotlight. 25 beauties will qualify for the semi-finals, with only one of the 126 queens vying for the coveted crown set to emerge as Miss Universe 2024.
And our Sungura maestro Alec Macheso's song Jichada Hama claimed pole position in this week's Radio Zimbabwe Top 20 show.
A new entry Usati Pesanisa by Solomoyo occupied position 20, while Hakuna Chinoramba by Psalmist Lamont Dube moved from 9 last week to 12. Kanandanyura by last week's number 1 song Chembere Yako by Simon Mutambi dropped to 3rd position, while Mark Ngwazi's Zimwehondo came 2nd. Top of the charts was Alec Macheso's Shadahama from his latest album.
And now we give you the sports news. The Zimbabwean national men's football team, the Warriors, have sent fans into ecstasy after sealing a qualification ticket to the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations to be hosted in Morocco next year. Reynold Mbarati reports.
The Warriors' qualification for AFCON has reignited the passion of the game in the country, with fans whooping for a better showing when the Warriors play Africa's most prestigious football tournament for the 6th time in history. While the local fans have been starved of international football due to the unavailability of CAF-approved stadia in the country, they have been charmed with the tactical discipline of the Warriors. In only his 5th match in charge of the Warriors, Michael Nisius impressed the fans with his exploits, taking the Warriors to the promised land with a match to go and unbeaten in those 5 matches. Speaking to ZBC News, Warriors fans in Harare expressed delight in qualification, but were quick to appeal to the corporate world to invest in football for the sport to reach the desired heights.
zvekutiwo vanhu vanozvita vane mari mabinga idzi dai varipo pava kutibatsirawo kuti timbobudawo mugroup stage yatiri.
Ngavagadzire magrounds, vagadzira magrounds, maplayers ese opiwa mari dzakangofanana. Ground redu dai rachigadzirwawo katoonawo bhora redu pachena tosapotawo tese, mari dzokukwira ndege isi hatina.
Warriors go. Ndinotenda nevakomana nekuwina kwavakaita. Tingotarisira kuti neipopo vachasvika kuAFCON kuti vanofanira kunge vachitifadzawo.
Kochi munyowani uyu anenge ari kuziva zvaari kuita asiyana nevamwe vanhu vanga varipo. Saka tichikumbirawo kuti admin iripo ngairambe yakasapota vakomana.
Meanwhile, the Warriors are on their way to Yaounde, Cameroon, ahead of their final Group J qualifier against Cameroon on Tuesday, with only Marshall Munetsi and Gerald Takwara not traveling with the squad. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Congratulations there to the Warriors. Chisipiti and St. John's have been crowned winners of this year's Division 1 EPSA Swimming Gala after beating 8 more opponents at Les Brown Pool in Harare today.
A bomber crowd converged at Les Brown this Saturday for the Division 1 EPSA Swimming Gala. After producing a world record holder in the Minister of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, swimming continues to search for the next Olympian gold medalist who will dominate the pool. As frantic efforts continue being put in, young swimmers continue to gain the necessary exposure, which gives them dreams that one day they will bring Olympic medals to their home country.
I would like to win Olympic gold, and for Zim it's a good reputation, and yeah, go to the Olympics, win golds and succeed.
This is just the beginning of my career, where hopefully as I progress I can go to the Olympics and win some golds.
I'd love to break a world record set by Kirsty Coventry for the 100-meter freestyle. She has been my role model since I was in grade 2, and I would always just love to follow in her footsteps.
These colors that we have, they motivate us to work harder, and it helps us push.
With the big dreams from budding swimmers, platforms like the Division 1 EPSA Swimming Galas have been a launchpad, with the 2024 edition being hosted by Dominican Convent Primary, unearthing new exciting talent.
This is where we then need to have a long-term coach development and be able to invest in them so that we are able to identify and nurture talent.
10 schools participated in this year's edition, which featured the Convent underage groups, with St. John's proving their mettle in the pool as they clinched the boys' gold, while CPT sealed the girls' gold. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News.
And now we give you the weather report.
Good evening, viewers. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. My name is Baba Maketa, and it's time for today's weather report and focus. Now, the current weather system that has been affecting the country resulted in some isolated showers over the northern parts of the country, and the only notable falls were 3 millimeters recorded at Gurube this morning. Now, going forward, we're expecting particular conditions over the northern parts of the country, but this should result in some bits of precipitation, especially again over the northern areas of the country on Sunday. Now, going to Monday, we're expecting a reduction in the amounts of precipitation expected in the country, and this should be confined to the northern half of the country. On Wednesday, again, the same situation is expected, and again, the rains should be decreasing as we progress into the week, but we do not rule out the chances of some heavy thunderstorms in places. Now, looking at our temperatures in detail, we're expecting the lowest to be around 17 degrees Celsius over the northern parts of the country, as well as in Manicaland, and the highest minimums are expected over the Zambezi Valley with 26 degrees Celsius. And in terms of the maximums, again, the Zambezi Valley is expected to top the list of temperatures with a maximum of 37 degrees Celsius and the lowest to be 29 over Harare, where cloudy conditions are expecting. Now, taking a look at our focus in detail, we'll allow you partly cloudy conditions. Chinhoyi, partly cloudy conditions, again with some slight chances of rain. In Gwanda, we're also expecting partly cloudy conditions, but it should be sunny from Wednesday up to Friday, and temperatures should rise to 36. In Gweru, partly cloudy conditions and sunny between Wednesday and Thursday. Harare should be partly cloudy and temperatures from 29 up to 33. In Kadoma, temperatures should rise to as high as 37 degrees Celsius. Partly cloudy conditions are also expected in Kariba. Lupane, partly cloudy conditions again are expected with some chances of rain, especially on Monday and Tuesday. In Kwekwe, temperatures to rise to as high as 37 degrees Celsius, while Mashingo should be sunny, especially from Tuesday up to Friday. Matobo, sunny conditions are expected for the greater part of the week, but some chances of rain are expected. In Nyanga, partly cloudy conditions are expected throughout the forecast week. Victoria Falls, some chances of rain, especially on Monday and Tuesday. Now, Zimbabwe, thank you. That is all we had. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Well, that's a wrap on the news at 8 from us all here at ZBC News. Good night.
Good night.
Applications are invited from suitably qualified and experienced candidates to fill in the vacant positions that have arisen in the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation. The following vacancies are currently available: Manager, Power FM, Monitoring and Evaluation Manager, Marketing Executive, Graphic Artist, Finance Officer, Outside Broadcast Technician, Sub-Editor, Picture Editor, Animator, Traffic Officer. Applicants are invited to visit the corporation's website, www.zbc.co.zw, under vacancies, or to scan the QR code to make their applications. ZBC is an equal opportunities employer committed to diversity and inclusion. All vacancies closing on Monday, the 18th of November, 2024.
Another chance.
Welcome to Another Chance, a program that delves into stories of hope and recovery. Last month, the world commemorated World Mental Health Day, a reminder of the importance of mental wellness. In this second episode, we continue our journey inside the Chikurubi Forensic Psychiatric Unit, shedding light on the lives of inmates who battle mental illness.
Kupenga ngatiti munhu wese anopenga chef for your own information.
Makadi kwa kumana.
handitika pano panonzi pachikurubi psychiatric unit kana kuti chikurubi psychiatric hospital ndizvoka. Imimi sema-mental patients makaonekwa kuti munorwara nepfungwa, saka pano makauya kuzorapwa handitika. Saka tichange tichikurapai netimu iri panapa inosanganisira isusu ma-social workers.